Hi guys, and welcome to Barm Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Summer here, bringing you another episode of Hot or Not.
Today, SSSS.DYNAZENON is in the hot seat, and I hope that's how it's said because I don't even know. Creativity. Okay, so did you guys not hear me say at least 2 times in our past 2 episodes that I don't like mecha anime, freaking robots, and I still end up giving them a try? This one was actually accidental because I didn't know that was what I was watching, but here I am again. It didn't actually seem like that's what it was going to be. It came in at the very end. It's hard to say whether it was creative, in all honesty, because like the whole robotics thing came in so last minute that I don't really know. As for the rest of the first episode, it was quite slow moving, but I actually liked the pacing. It allowed you to find out more about the characters.
Well, for me, I called it straight away, by the way.
Yeah.
I literally said straight away, this is a mecha anime. I just said, look at the title, boom, done. I liked the non-mecha parts of this first episode. I thought that they did a good job in throwing you for a loop, and I really liked what was done about how they were trying to build it up. Yeah, the pacing was a bit slow, but slow pacing ain't never killed anyone. Do you get what I mean?
Entertainment. Like we already said, it was slow pacing, so the entertainment value really did only come from what the characters were doing and what you could sort of deduce about the characters. I feel like they are going to be giving us interesting stories about the characters and that they're going to have really strong foundations just based on the way that they've handled this first episode. The fight at the end, I did not find all that entertaining. It might be my personal bias, or it might be because it looked like exactly what Big Boy Sama said to me before we started recording. It looks like Power Rangers or Transformers, or like just something. Didn't look very different to what I've seen before. The fight didn't excite me either. Maybe because I didn't know what was going on. They were saying monster tamers and monster tamers this, so I thought I was gonna see a monster, but instead I saw a robot.
I want to step in there because they use the word kaiju and not Bakuman. So Bakuman will be like your sort of Pokemon, your sort of monsters, whatever. Kaiju are big mecha stuff. And so I think that's a translation issue. You kind of got hoodwinked by the translation.
Well done.
Just saying. For me, in terms of entertainment, I only got one word for you, and that's Goma. He brought the entertainment the whole show. He was the comic relief. He was the one that was pushing forward. And his hot-headed, not knowing about his character and not understanding why he's so this way is what sort of drove the plot along. Because of his personality, he drew everyone in together. And I feel that's what's going to be happening throughout the show.
Character development. I might as well start with Goma since you already started talking about him. He's the monster tamer. When we first saw him, he looked like some homeless guy. That still was not explained as to why he was on death's door, starving, and how one tiny little... I can't even call it a meal. Like, sandwich, yeah, let's just call it a sandwich. One tiny ass little sandwich saved his whole life. I do like how loud he is. I mean, we are used to these types of characters in anime, the yelly ass characters that are great to watch, but I would not like to be their friend in real life because a backhand would become it. I'm not loud in real life. I'm actually really introverted. I don't even...
I know, this ain't about me. I'm just playing.
Anyway, Goma is quite funny. He brings a lot of liveliness to the scenes that he's in. He obviously has this secret, well, you can't even call it secret because he's loud about it. He has this profession where he's apparently a monster tamer. However, he has never donned this suit before, and he has basically dragged in all of these characters that are not friends and don't really know each other into this new world, and it seems like we're going to see them together a lot now. This is it. They are now a team. And then you've got Yomogi. He's really cool. Like, as a person, he is the epitome of kind-hearted, nice guy. He helped someone who looked homeless. At least he was starving. He said he needed food. He gave him his food. He stuck up for Minami's character, even though he doesn't know her, and that there are a lot of rumors that are clearly backed up by fact in terms of her asking people out and then not meeting them. The other stuff that was said about her probably wasn't true. But whatever, he stuck up for her character, and he got a very expensive gift and he donated it. Maybe that was nice, or maybe that was just because it kind of looked like the person who gave him the gift was blowing out his mom's back.
Jeez.
And he
Oh my God,
really, he wasn't ready for a stepdad, and he was like, nah, F this dude, I'm gonna give away this gift. And the only reason I'm saying that is because his mom was laughing, and I didn't see nothing funny, but she was laughing a whole lot.
Ruka, damn.
What? I'm just saying.
You got any more to say? I mean, let me just step out. I mean, like, you're doing great right here. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, first of all, you come out with yelly ass, which was amazing. Now you got blowing his mug back out. Gee, Ruka.
Okay, lastly, I want to speak about one more character, and that would be Minami as well. I think that what I was interpreting happened is actually the truth. It seems as if she has a sibling who has passed away, and now the parents have deemed that sibling's room to be sort of untouchable. Don't go in there, which happens with a lot of people when they experience loss. And she took a particular thing from her sister's room. This is my interpretation, guys. She took a particular thing from her sister's room, probably to feel closer to her. She seems to be struggling a lot with relationships with other people, connecting to others, and putting herself out there. It does seem like she wants help, and she is reaching out for help. Although she has this reputation of asking people out and then not meeting them, the thing that she actually said to Yomogi was that she felt like he would listen to her. So it does seem like she is crying out for help, but she also is backing away from it, or maybe she's testing it to see if the person is really going to be the person that she thinks that they are. Not really sure what's going on there, but it definitely sounds like a cry for help. Over to you.
The three characters that you've just mentioned, I don't care about two of them. The only character I care about is Minami. Now, she is the most fleshed out character in this episode. Now, they all have been superficially touched on because it is episode 1, and you know, we do give them their props for even trying to do character development in the first episode. But Minami here, as Ruka said, is obviously crying for help, trying to get their help because she's also dealing with whatever the situation is. Now, it's very hard to tell you that we know the facts of the situation, and that's going to come over the next few episodes. But I can clearly see she does need help, she don't know what she's doing, and it's okay because it's written quite honestly. It looks honest. Side note though, I don't know why Yomogi seems to be having this weird attraction to her. Because, okay, she's pretty, I guess, in anime standards, but you don't know her. But every 20 seconds it's like, Minami, you're right, chill fam. Like, come on, you don't really know her. She did stand you up. I mean, have a backbone, bro.
World building. I found this one slightly strange, personally. So first, in the opening, you had a bunch of these high schoolers talking about ghosts, suicide, and what to eat, all in one breath, like overlapping conversations, serious conversations with really mundane. It was very strange that this was going on in the same space. Also, we had the news talking about floating houses, cars, and nobody was talking about it. We only had one character talk about it, but no one else was like worried, scared, just talking about it, trying to figure out whether it was real or not, and that is quite unrealistic. Even when people out here see like a freaking circle in a field, everybody is talking about, oh, it's a crop circle, is it an alien, no, there's a scientific explanation for this, X, Y, and Z. Like, I expected to see more of a conversation about things that were going on. It is quite a normal world that is obviously being infiltrated by these monsters, or as you said, robots. For what reason, we don't even know. Also, in the beginning of the episode, there was like a little quote that was on the screen, and it was, I'm not quoting directly because I did not write it down, silly me, but it was something like, scared souls shine bright like stars in the sky. And also, before the whole robotic scene came up, we saw like this flash of what looked to be stars spread across the sky in an unnatural way. Could have been the magic of whatever, I don't know, but I thought that was interesting, and it makes me think that this might be a theme that we are going to be exploring.
Well, in terms of world building for me, I like the little interactions that we were given between Yogami and his mum, Yogami's mum and the benefactor, I guess. That definitely was an interesting. That was a definite dynamic, I should say. Yogami's mum and her mum. Yogami and his boss. That was also a good sort of dynamic. I like the interactions between the characters that they played around to give the sense of normalcy, and then they hit you with the floating car and the floating buildings and whatever. It was a nice contrast. I do feel like they're setting the stage up quite well in order to hit us with some truths about the universe that we couldn't grasp straight away. They're laying the foundation for the exposition later on. Do you get what I mean? So I'm down for that.
Plot execution. I don't know what to say here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the plot is. It's hard to find plots in a lot of anime when we get to this point, because in episode 1, a lot of the time you're not gonna know what's going on. Some animes handle this like immediately out of the gate, you know what's going on, but here I don't have much to say.
They made the decision not to be plot heavy in the first episode and to be flashy and give you enough for you to bite for the next episode, which is great. Lots of animes do that. Go for it. In terms of the plot here, the plot is, I don't know. But but we do know that there are some kaiju in the world. We do know that there are some monster tamers in the world. And we do know that some weird stuff happened.
To the verdict. Creativity, hot or not?
Unfortunately, it's a not for me because it reminds me of Power Rangers, but not done as well. I feel the transformation of the kaiju or the Gundam suit or whatever you want to call it was too long. It could have been done quicker and then we could have got more action in. And if we did, I would have been happy with it, but it took too long. They're trying to borrow from too much and they didn't do a good enough job in my opinion.
Okay, now I also think that the suit that was used looked like so many suits that I have seen. So the design is generic, do not recommend. However, the way that the episode was handled as a whole, I would say, is quite creative. They also, because they decided to be character driven in this first episode, of course some other things suffered, but I don't think that took away from it. Hot. Entertainment, hot or not?
I was entertained. I do want to see episode 2, so I was more entertained by, as I said earlier, the interactions between the characters, and obviously Goma. He made it for me and I want to see more of him, so hot for me.
Now, in terms of the entertainment, I think that was entertaining. They had a lot of different things going on, such as backstories. They explored quite a few things in the time that they were given, even though it was slowly paced, so I will also say this one is a hot. Character development, hot or not?
I'm going to say hot. They did well to touch on characters in the first episode, and they gave us enough for us to formulate our own opinions as to what the characters were. So for me, it's a hot.
This section is the most obviously hot one for me because, as I've already said, it was very character driven, and I liked the characters that we were given. Hot. World building, hot or not?
I was on the fence until, I guess, the last minute, and unfortunately it went the other side, so it's a not for me. Yeah, they did well in character development and giving me the little intricate relationships, but they didn't really build the world right for me to be, satisfied.
On this one, I've already said, they had multiple different overlapping conversations going on that didn't seem to go together, and the supernatural things that are happening, no one seems to be talking about or worried about, which is unrealistic to me. I would have to say this one is a not. Plot execution, hot or not?
There's no plot. so it's a not. There's no plot, so it's a not. Hey, not.
I will also have to say there isn't really a plot. That's actually okay at this stage. I judge some animes much harsher, but that's if they've really messed up with all of the other sections, and then it can't be forgiven. But this one, you know, it's got some ups and downs, but on this section it is a not. Big Boy Sama has judged it hot for 2 out of 5 sections, and I have judged it hot for 3 out of 5 sections. So we are kind of
split, I guess. I mean,
kind of split, I guess.
You're on the fence hot side, and I'm on the fence not side, basically.
So we will be back at it with a part 2.
Yes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Peace.